What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Thriller here, and we're back with another draft league. Whoa, let's put the weapons down. Let's put the weapons down. Listen. I understand. I've been saying I'm taking a break from draft league, and I keep joining drafts. I get it, okay? I'm sorry. But this, I think, will literally be the last draft league I compete in until most of my leagues are dying down, which a good chunk of them, we're in two playoffs right now. I know we're in three playoffs, so three of the leagues basically can end whenever they can possibly end. We are 50-50 fighting for a potential spot in two leagues, and now this one. So we have plenty of chances to win a championship, playoffs, and just to either finish out the season or not. And plus, if I really feel like I can't make playoffs and there's no point, I will forfeit out the rest of my season just so I can be able to focus on the new leagues coming up and stuff like that if it need. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But with that being said, we're doing a draft league, and this team, first off, already is starting to look really weird to you for multiple reasons. But let me explain what's going on. We're back. For those who don't know, I joined a league from season one all the way to season four called the MBA, the Moonlight Battlers Association, which is a league run by my good pal Hanj. And if you guys don't remember Hanj, he's the number one advocate for the love of comfy. He has a profile image of himself having a comfy around his haunch girl with being in love and everything. Like I I don't get his weird obsession with it, but you know what? I don't judge him. I just question it. But I actually was in Haunch's server for the longest time, but I actually left the server technicality because of the fact that my account got hacked at one point in time, and I was gone for like at least a few months from the server. Just in general, I wasn't even speaking the server. I think I just kind of got quiet from the server or something. But I decided to come back, and we're also coming back in a really big way because we are playing in a National Dex League. My first official Gen 9 Nat Dex League. Now, I know everyone's going to say, like, oh, it can't be your first official. There was the one with Terra Gogo. You forgot. But, like, that one I didn't finish. So, because honestly, with that one, I got really bored of it. I got really just, like, not enjoying with it. But seeing this is NBA, seeing this is my buddy Haunch's league and stuff, I want to give NatDex another go around. There was a couple of things in NatDex I really wanted, so I figured I'd give it a shot here. So I'm hoping to have some fun. I'm hoping to at least try my best. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I drafted a super top heavy team. My team is primarily going to be 6 to 7 Pokemon every single week, maybe an eighth if I'm lucky. Uh, but this is a super awesome draft, and I have a really cool team. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about it. If you guys are excited, and for all the for the NBA watchers in the server, and if you are hyped to see me back in the NBA, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already to join the Brew Crew today, because you'll be thrilling with the king of the crew. And with that, let's break down the draft. So I had third pick. So I had a lot of options to me. There were some complex spans of some things, and there was a lot of other options. And I did decide to go for a big, heavy spending point. Surprisingly, Palafin went number one, which I also would not have taken number one, but I'm very shocked. But my theory is that someone just really wanted to have Palafin and they knew they weren't going to get it, which is fair. I was thinking about getting Chimpao or Darkrai. The reason why I said Chimpao is because I haven't used Chimpao in a really long time, ever since it got started getting banned in leagues. And I wanted to see if I can make Chimpao work. But there was one Pokemon I've only used once, and he needs a redemption arc because he should have basically put us in a position to win our first ever Wi-Fi championship. But I misclicked like an idiot. And I've regretted this and have nightmares of that moment still to this day in my draft league career. But with my first overall pick, I went with Valorant, the Iron Valiant, and I am really excited. I have not used Iron Valiant in a hot minute, man. Like last time I used Valiant, I had Roaring Moon, Iron Bundle with it. Yes, that is a true team I did have. I kid you not. But Valiant is super strong, a very good mixed offensive breaker. It can go fully physical, fully special. It can go mixed. It has decent bulk, which is really nice, and has fantastic options to set up with Calm Mind SD with boost your energy as well. Choice band, choice specs, life orb, expert belt. There's so many ways you can run this thing, and I am super excited to have Valiant this season, and hopefully have the redemption arc with Valiant this time around. Now, with Para Valiant, I really needed a very good steel type. I really needed a good steel type to help with poisons and fairies, and to just overall have a good glue piece to a team. And to my surprise, and there were 16 coaches, by the way, to my surprise, coming back to me at round two was an old favorite of mine. And you guys know I love Celestial. This is arguably one of my top two, if not top three, favorite Ultra Beast in Draft League. It is so good, so amazing, and I am so excited to have Celesteela back on my team again. This is a good defensive piece. This is a really good offensive piece. There's so many ways to run it. I am so stoked to have Celesteela back on the squad and to really put in the hurt and bring in the work for this team. Going into the third round, I was insanely surprised to see this, and I was really wondering myself, do I really want to just go just super top heavy? Do I really want to just get whatever the hell I wanted? And I answered with that with a yes. I got Curum Black, which has been a long time coming since I've used this bad monster here. Now I will state this. First off, if anyone's wondering, Dragon Dance is banned. But Scale Shot is also banned. So that's a dagger, as Shady Penguin would say. I personally think banning Scale Shot doesn't mean you have to ban, like, make this Monden 100% bannable. Now, obviously, if there was a previous season where someone used scale, which Kieran Black had access to scale shot, and scale shot was doing so much work in becoming a kill leader, then I can kind of see it. But in a national dex format, I don't think scale shot necessarily needs to be banned. I think that's a little bit pushing it there, especially since if you think about it, I have to land scale shot to get the speed boost. That is gonna be one thing I have to make sure I keep my eye on. But I still felt Kieran Black was a really good pickup here. It gave me a guaranteed physical breaker, so that way, in some ways, I can make Valiant my special breaker, or I can make this my special breaker and have Valiant be my physical breaker. So I overall felt like this was a good 1-2 glue piece right here in terms of offense. And with Terrible, I can ignore your levitates, I can ignore your decises, I can ignore every single thing you have, which is really great. And it's been a long ass time since I've used this thing. I will say I'm probably okay at best with this thing. I don't think I used it a ton of success, but I had some success with it. But I'm super excited to have Kieran Black again to hopefully try and do it with justice this season. Coming into round four, I really needed a Mega Pokemon, even though I don't think I realistically had a draft Mega. I really wanted a Mega, and I really needed more bulk on this team. And one of the best glue pieces to a team in terms of bulk, also just a fat monster that can just never be killed, really, is my boy, Groot, the Mega Venusaur, baby. And you look at my team right now, Psychic and Flying. I have one of the best counters to both of them. I pressure Flying right now. So Psychic is the only one that's looking a little bit problematic for me right now. But we'll have a few patches there, here and there to fix that. But Mega Venusaur, man, I am so excited. I have won a championship with Mega Venusaur before. Mega Venusaur has been one of my most successful defensive mons I've ever used. It is one of the most successful Megas I have ever used. And I am super excited to use it again after so long. I am hoping my boy Groot puts in the work this season and really carries this out. Now, I know what you're going to about to see, and I don't know why they let this sit here in round five. Honestly, not Dex, so maybe it'd be a lot more of a shocker and one more round later, which I was debating on doing. But I said, you know what? F it. We ball. I got Darkrai. I don't know why everyone was like ignoring this Pokemon unless no one realistically wanted it, or they were trying to purposely save their points and wait to get it as like their last pick. Which in hindsight is probably what everyone was going for. So I just said, you know what? F it. Let's just grab him. He's right there. It's my third time with him. First time, could have used him a little better. Second time, used him actually quite a bit better. Could have used him better and made myself finals if I didn't mess up. But overall, Darkrai, an amazing Pokemon. I'm super excited to have Darkrai on my team again. I'm hoping I do Darkrai even more justice than I did last time I used it, which was in a Wi-Fi league, which is going to hint like that. But hopefully we get the redemption from UMPL. Now, basically, I have burned over probably 60 to 75% of my budget. So now I have to go very low. And we're talking about like 8 points and below is what you're going to see for these next few picks. And yeah, so going to the next one, I really realized I did not have any hazard removal. So I need to have at least a hazard removal option, but I also need a little bit of hazards as I don't have any hazards in general. Enter my boy Scorpio, which I'm actually gonna get rid of the U. I don't think I have the U written on there. Yes, I don't. I don't know why the U's on there. We got my boy Scorpio here, the Gligar, which now has access to defog again, which is really great. It has access to spikes, toxic spikes, roost, which is amazing for it as well. But one of the big things you're going to see here is there's a T next to that name. This is going to be one of my Terra Captains. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say that this is a weird choice for a Terra Captain, but it works in many different ways. It works defensively and can work offensively, as I have Hypercutter, which prevents my attack. But the biggest thing here is immunity, because I can be Terra Fire in 1 week. I can't be Willowed, and I can't be Toxic. So that's really cool, especially if we get rid of our flying typing and there's T spikes on the ground, we can prevent that from happening and defog the hazards away. So I felt like Gligar was a really solid pickup. I've also never used Gligar, and I feel like I want to use Gligar. I want to use it with Terra. I feel like it's the best way to use Gligar slash Gliscor a little bit. But I'm super pumped to use Gligar, and I cannot wait to see how well we do with it this season. Now, like I said, back on that train with psychic types, I really needed another thing to pressure the psychic types offensively, but also I wanted to get myself another good, decent defensive piece, but something that can make me not have to stress about using special defensive on some Pokemon most weeks. And that's where I grabbed Miss Magius, which I forgot to nickname here. We got trusty Hermione herself. Now, this is a relatively good depth Pokemon, which is really great. Gives us a good, fantastic Mon. Another fantastic speeches. We have 125 down to 116, down to 105, down to 95, which I think crushed. We crushed our speeches perfectly. So overall, I think Miss Magius is really good. I really debated on making this my Terra Captain, probably over Gligar potentially. But Miss Magus, I think for what I wanted to do, it works fine without Terra. So very excited to have this. It also gives me a second way, another way to stop ground types because ground spam is literally looking much very prominent against me. Um, as you can also see with my team, I really struggle with bulky waters as of this point because now I have to be Terra Electric on something or have to rely on my Cure and Black being special most weeks or covering the coverage I need for water types. But I decided to patch it up with a Blossom. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is definitely the worst pick of my entire team, if not arguably tied for my worst pick. But I saw Kyle Light put in the absolute work with Blossom without Terra. I want to see if I can do it. Blossom also has some really cool tech options, stuff like Strength Sap. Does it get access to Leech Seed? It does get access to Leech Seed. So it can kind of stall. It can kind of be annoying. But overall, I think Blossom's great. I think it provides a great utility for the team. It's also a decently bulky grass as well, so should be fun. And our last pick is our second Terra Captain because we only get two Terra Captains max. Oh, and I did not say so. We are doing Terra Preview, so that means it is any Terra type I want, but we had to play under the Terra Preview tab of the draft format in Showdown, so that will show us our Terra types. So my opponent will know what Terra types I am, and I also know about my opponent's Terra types. So, Chimecho, I mean, I had like 3 points left. I wanted to probably get a really good 3 pointer to pair with my 4 pointer, which was Blossom. And I felt like this really helped because this is another ground immunity, which means if I want to go Terra Electric, Terra Fire, Terra Steel, I can have a ground immunity, which is great. Gives me another psychic immunity, which is psychic resistance as well. And this thing can kind of just set up and win, honestly. So that's kind of funny. Overall, Chimecho, not a bad Pokemon, but it's not going to be probably brought a lot. It might be brought to one, maybe two games if it's lucky. Like I said, I think pretty much don't really expect these two a lot. Probably expect Hermione, Scorpio, Nightmare, Groot, Zero, Rocketman, and Valorant more often than not. Which is definitely going to make my team super limited in terms of how I have to prep and play. but that's gonna be fine. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. To all the NBA fans, I'm glad to be back. It's super nice to be back into the family. And I really hope everyone is excited to see my return. And I hope you guys are excited to see the return of NBA and hopefully my first experience with Nat Dex Draft. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.